Officers located a juvenile who they believe was responsible for this deceased in the building. Additionally, the officers began administering life-saving efforts to anyone who was wounded and making sure that those persons were transported. We know that at least 3 people have lost their lives, including the juvenile person. I don't know if it's a male or a female, but the police department did not fire their weapons.
Okay.
Thank you.
Was the shooter a student at the school?
We believe the shooter was a student at the school, yes. To be honest with you, I'm feeling a little dismayed now. I'm so close to Christmas. Every child, every person in that building is a victim and will be a victim for these types of trauma. Don't just go away. And we need to figure out, try to piece together what exactly happened. Right now, my heart is heavy for my community. Officers located a juvenile.
The shooter was a girl, 17 years old. It's rare for girls to do that. I think, according to this article, the last time that happened was 1979 here. It rattles me because it's a private school. It rattles me because I firsthand know that children will hold in their stress and discontent until it bubbles out in nasty ways.
Today truly is a sad day for Madison and for our country. It is a day that I believe will live in our collective minds for a very, very long time. Here are the details. Today at 10:57 a.m., our team was called to the Abundant Life Christian School in reference to an active shooter. We know that 3 people are dead, including the suspect shooter. We know that the suspect shooter was a teenage student who attended the school. At this time, we're not releasing the age or gender of the student or any other identifying remarks about the student. 2 other people have died that died were a teacher and a teenage student. 6 other people were injured. 2 students are now in critical condition in the hospital, and these injuries are considered life-threatening injuries. 4 students are also at other area hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. But these are just the physical injuries that we know about. We know that this was the middle of the day, of a school day, and so there will be other injuries that we'll have to face for a very, very long time. And we're going to do everything we can as a community to heal those injuries as well. Many of you have asked me about why did this happen?
Honestly, I just don't really have a lot to say. I do know that in my tiny school program that I have only one door that opens, and I have been planning to put a doorbell on it, and that's about to happen because it's going to be locked. My doors open from the inside out, but I don't want them opening from the outside in without someone being bussed in. And it's great to be reactionary and to make these sweeping decisions that are going to make the kids inside safer. But if a child on the inside is the one who's angry and has a weapon, what do you do? Mental health has to be addressed in schools. I think private schools often feel like they're insulated, and today's incident shows us that there's not. That insulation doesn't really exist. When the call came in about a shooting this morning, a group of officers were in training for that type of scenario just 3 miles away. That may be why they were able to respond so quickly. Handgun was recovered at the school. And I guess we'll find out more about this and who the handgun belonged to and how the student got access to the handgun. So I don't know how many times I have stated that homeschoolers, when we see something like this happen, we have that knee-jerk reaction that says, thank goodness we homeschool, thank goodness we're not in a public school. Well, this happened in a private school, and we could say thank goodness we're not in a traditional school. This could happen anywhere that people gather. And if we don't start looking at teens more closely and looking at their access to weapons and looking at how they're feeling and their emotional state and not think that whatever they're going through is a phase, this is going to continue.